Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. So with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with the overall price chart. So it is no news story that XRP got targeted at the perfect time in this market. I actually did circle an area on the altcoin market. This is the total 3, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. At this time, as you guys do see, here's that candle wick on the day that the lawsuit got announced around XRP and Ripple. And you do see after this, the next week, altcoins started to really boom. And they made new all-time highs. They skyrocketed in value. And XRP, although XRP didn't perform as well, it still didn't do too bad, hitting about almost $2 in valuation. But we know that this severely stifled the price action of XRP and suppressed the price action of XRP. We know that at this time, on this candle wick on February 1st, a lot of altcoins were already trading above their November highs, and they were going onward to make new all-time highs. At this time, XRP was actually fighting its November of 2020 high, which was roughly around 79 cents. So yeah, XRP got targeted at the perfect time. XRP holders got completely screwed. And, you know, what happens now, right? Are XRP holders just screwed until we have this case put behind us? In my opinion, not exactly, but I will say we have the upper hand right now. Stuart Alderoty posted, or I shouldn't say posted, he was in this video that got posted by CoinDesk, and we do see we've actually been benefited by the SEC suing us when they did. We're at the end of our journey, and others are at the beginning of their litigation journey with the SEC. Yes, as we look at XRP, or I shouldn't even say XRP, but the lawsuit itself, this has been going on for roughly about 903 days, $200+ million spent. So yeah, we are almost at the end of this journey. Now, is it going to be positive for Ripple? Is it going to be positive for XRP holders? We don't know, right? We don't know if there's going to be a win. We don't know if there's going to be a loss. We have to wait and see until we see the judge make her decision. I know a lot of people said, like, Nick, how could it be 50-50? It's because we don't know what's up the SEC sleeves, right? These are government agencies. These are individuals that literally live for corruption and manipulation, which is really clear from the Hinman documents. But as we do look at this, yes, I do agree with Stuart Alderoty. I believe that Ripple and the XRP community as well is in a good standard, because, you know, we will see regulations come to this space, but it's going to be years away. But this case itself could very well give XRP regulatory clarity, and XRP itself could very well be the only digital asset within the space that has that regulatory clarity. But listen closely.
As I said, in December of 2020, when we were sued a couple of days before Christmas, so a really nice, personal touch from the SEC, we said from day one that we were going to defend this case not only on our own behalf, but we were going to defend this case on behalf of the entire crypto industry in the United States. I'm not sure everyone believed us in December 2020, and some were outspoken and said they didn't believe us in December 2020. As I said, in sitting here in June of 2023, everyone believes us. Everyone understands how important this fight is. And in many ways, Ripple, in a perverse way, we've actually been benefited by the SEC suing us when they did, because we're at the end of our journey and others are at the beginning of their litigation journey with the SEC. But I think if you look at the defenses and the narrative around what some of the actors who are now on the wrong side of the V with the SEC, they are reading from the Ripple playbook, and that is perfectly fine with us.
So yeah, I do agree with them. I think that as we look at Ripple right now, we are coming to a close around this case. But the thing is that what is going to be the decision? Well, again, I even said, like, we need to focus on what's happening outside of the US markets. I don't necessarily believe that, the US matters all that much. I've talked about this many times, even with the UK and all of these other major markets. But nonetheless, win, lose, or draw, we will finally have the answers around this case. We will finally get to put this case behind us. And from here on out, or I should say from there on out, we are going to see a lot of change happening around this space. Now, also, Ripple continues to expand and continues to be a part of these policy summits. This is very interesting. So we do see, join us on Wednesday, July 5th for the Ripple X TRM Labs Policy Summit in Bangkok as we bring together key industry stakeholders to examine the importance of regulatory clarity in fostering growth and innovation for the digital asset ecosystem in Thailand. So what I find interesting about this is that even if you look back in time at the Financial Stability Board and you look at the IMF and the BIS, Ripple's is in a lot of these policies around crypto regulations, and they're on almost all of these documents that are talking about how we could foster in regulatory clarity around the space. Again, do I think that this SEC case is all noise? Do I think that's all nonsense? Do I think it's just one big show? I've said it in the past. I do believe that it could very well be that. I think that it could be one big distraction for the retail sector. I also think that it could have been a big shakeout for most of those individuals that were holding XRP, waiting for XRP to make an all-time high. And guess what? That never happened. So yeah, time is the easiest way to shake out the retail sector. We've been battling for 2.5 years now around this case. So I do think a lot of weak hands have left the XRP community and joined hands in other communities, probably, jumping into Luna, jumping into, the next rug pull, if you will. But as we look at this market, yeah, utility is the future. These utility tokens like XRP, in my opinion, will be vital for the evolution of finance and many other industries and sectors out there. But I also said, the Ripple case will not provide clarity for the entire crypto industry. I included this quote in a recent video of mine as well. And I said this regulatory battle will continue for months/years. XRP will be the only asset to have clarity. But what about the rest of the market? We have a long journey ahead for crypto and crypto innovation. And I did talk a little bit about Ripple possibly losing this case as well. It is a possibility. It's a 50-50. A lot of people have been asking me, like, how is it a 50-50? Like I said, this is a governing agency. So we need to make sure that we know that, hey, they have tricks up their sleeves. Anything can happen. We need to prepare for either way. But I did quote Digital Asset Buy going back to May. And this was back when we seen the acquisition with Medico. And I said, definitely a great point made by Digital Asset Buy, looking at the Crunchbase breakdown or the recent tweets by Cowboy Crypto, Crypto Airy, and Anderson regarding Ripple's acquisitions is crazy. They have been buying up a ton of major players. In my opinion, they are prepared to become a pivotal crypto infrastructure of institutions/businesses, etc. The future is bright for digital currencies, XRP. And here we have, pretend you're Ripple. You have $1 billion in cash. The SEC is seeking $1.38 billion in disgorgement. Do you spend $250 million on Medico? If you don't already know, what if any of that $1.38 billion you might have to pay? Not in my world, you don't. This is one of the many reasons I think this thing is over in a good way. So yeah, I mean, if we really kind of look at what's happening around Ripple and their acquisitions, are they prepared for a win? We have no idea, right? We don't know what is going to happen here. We have no idea if they are going to win or lose, but is this case already over? Is this case nonsense? I haven't been really putting a ton of focus on this case as of lately. I used to do a lot of updates on the case. I just haven't been focused on it. I've been focused on what's happening outside of the US and what's in a lot of these PDF files, because it seems to me that Ripple is playing a vital role in crypto regulations, whether they, do lose in the US or win in the US, because they're already on a lot of these major PDF files talking about regulations from some of the largest governing bodies globally, meaning the IMF, the BIS, the FSB, you name it. But also, yes, the acquisitions is a crucial area of focus as well, because we do continue to see these acquisitions, these companies specifically like Medico, expanding rapidly as well, which we know is a big deal. Medico recently announced that their strategic partnership with GFT went live. This is to offer institutional digital asset custody and tokenization solutions, allowing companies to embed digital assets into their operations. We don't know if the XRP ledger is going to play a role in this, but I would not doubt that Ripple is most likely going to utilize the XRP ledger and their solutions that they've already created around tokenization and crypto custody services within this. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens around this. Medico is one to keep a close eye on, just the same way as Tranglo, right? As we do see a lot of these companies expand rapidly, it does provide a lot of exposure to the crypto industry, as well as possibly XRP. Also, Crypto Airy. She posted this video back in May. Ripple aspires to be more than just liquidity and payments acquisitions in crypto-friendly markets like the UAE and Switzerland for expansion. Listen closely to this video.
What I think will be next, and certainly something Ripple thinks about, we started with enterprise-based cross-border payments. We talk about there being 4 kind of primitive pieces to blockchain-based technologies: liquidity, compliance, liquidity, compliance, custody, and tokenization. And Ripple really aspires to be more than just that kind of liquidity and cross-border payments. I think you can expect that we will expand into some of those other areas, either organically or through acquisition. And I think we'll look at, let's make acquisitions in markets that are friendly to these technologies. On the previous panel, you had representation from the UAE, you had representation from Switzerland. These are countries that are providing the clarity for entrepreneurs to invest, and that allows a company like Ripple that is larger. We have more than $1 billion of US dollars cash on our balance sheet. We want to deploy that to grow both organically, internally, but also inorganically through acquisition.
So yeah, I mean, they have their eyes set on swallowing up a lot of these major players because they do have a major focus on, you know, liquidity, payments, tokenization, custody. I mean, there's so many incredible opportunities here, and I think that Ripple sees that as well, and they also see the value behind a lot of these major initiatives. And also, of course, Ripple is hiring. They are expanding rapidly as well, no matter what is happening within the US. Again, we are seeing them continue to, you know, go on with this idea of building the internet of value. And I do believe that that is going to be the case. I think that the future is crypto and digital payments. And I think that crypto will play a vital role in that. And Ripple and a lot of these other companies are spearheading that move. And although, yeah, this doesn't have direct value change on XRP, it will eventually, in my opinion, because as we do continue to see Ripple expanding and offering these crypto-driven services, XRP, in my opinion, is vital for payments and cross-border payments. And if that is going to continue to become a dominant force within those markets, then the value, in my opinion, will continue to go higher. I even said like on-demand liquidity provides a floor model for XRP and creates this stable price where once the retail sector and institutions and all these other players come in to utilize XRP and even the XRP ledger itself, how that continues to expand recently as well. Like there's been so much noise happening on the XRP ledger. All of these combined into one creates this massive network of value that is moving 24/7, 365. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of demand for the token. And once you have that demand, well, guess what? It's going to skyrocket in value because there's not a ton of supply. I know a lot of people continue to look at the 100 billion. I know that there's not 100 billion tokens out there anymore, but it's roughly right around that same range. You know, 100 billion is not that much when you are talking about institutional grade adoption, enterprise grade adoption, retail grade adoption, and then you also have all of these major expansions happening on the XRP ledger into major markets like real estate. I mean, there's going to be so much adoption happening over the next 5 to 10 years within crypto. And I do believe that this is the next $100 trillion asset class. And if that becomes the case, well, you should pay attention to a lot of these major companies like Ripple that are fighting the good fight for this industry and providing immense value and exposure to this industry through players that are in the institutional grade sector. But also, I do want to note that the recent expansions with a lot of the CBDC initiatives and their platforms, this is becoming a big deal, and we do see CBDC team making significant progress with the launch of the new CBDC platform. 4 countries now announced. Grateful to the team at Ripple who are developing the best platform for the future of digital currencies: Palau, Bhutan, Montenegro, Hong Kong. And just like 801_XRP under here is saying, and as soon as Ripple gets clarity, I'm sure it'll be a tsunami of countries, companies, and payment rails, etc., that will flood in. And yeah, this is true. Like, you know, as we look at the developments that are happening recently, like this is all happening while Ripple is still in this lawsuit. So, you know, is this lawsuit anything to really worry about? Is it just a big nothing event that is continuously keeping retail distracted? I have no idea, but it seems as though outside of the US, none of these areas care. None of them even look into what the SEC is doing and look into this case and think that there's any sort of, you know, value here within that case. Meaning, guess what? They're not looking at the SEC and what the SEC believes and saying, yep, we agree with them fully. Because outside of the US, XRP is still a currency. It's still deemed a currency. And Ripple is a very valuable company to a lot of these major areas. And they continue to expand. And just recently, again, another big announcement, Colombia Central Bank and Ripple are partnering to pilot blockchain technology on the XRP Ledger's CBDC platform. All of this is happening in real time. It's becoming a big deal. And even Canada as well. Canada's top university will start its own independent XRP validator in a partnership with Ripple as part of its UBRI initiative. And again, you know, there's so much demand here. There's a lot of adoption happening. There's a lot of expansions happening, and all while we are still in this lawsuit. And just like Stuart Alderati said, you know, they have been benefited from the SEC suing them when they did, because they are nearing this end of the journey. And whether it, again, like no matter what decision, we should prepare for either one. You guys know me, I'm preparing for a win. I believe that we will have a win. Of course, a loss is always a possibility. We need to prepare accordingly. But I do believe that the future is very bright for XRP and also Ripple as a company. Today, XRP is sitting at number 6 on the cryptocurrency platform CoinMarketCap. But I do believe that we will see a day where XRP is still number 2 or possibly even number 1. Not saying that it will be number 1. I'm just saying I do believe that we will see a day where it is number 2 yet again, just like it has in the past and historically. And I cannot wait for that day, because again, with all of this expansion, with everything that has been happening during this lawsuit, there's just no way in my mind that we don't see a new all-time high for XRP and we see XRP in its rightful spot. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.